Good morning, everyone, or evening, or afternoon. It's the Heretical Reformation, where you get to choose your insanities, not the other way around. So I wanted to do, this reading is timeless, by the way, just before I get started, but I wanted to just do like a whatever comes out. This is the morning of the blood moon eclipse, September 7th, 2025. And eclipses for me, of any kind, but especially the blood moon, which I happen to love, are always revelatory, right? There's always something to let go, some kind of big lesson to be learned. So I thought that I would just pull on a whatever comes out and see what's going on. Maybe there's some hidden stuff, some revelations, some general advice, or maybe just, I don't know, maybe something. So I don't know how this is going to go exactly. I'm not pulling a particular spread. I'm going to draw a couple of cards at a time, clarify them, and just maybe try and put together some advice or maybe an entertaining story. Excuse me. Who knows? But again, this reading is timeless. Using two decks since this is going to be a whatever comes out during an eclipse. I feel like we're going down a rabbit hole. So we're using my beautiful Alice in Wonderland tarot today. And I'll be using, as always, Hattie Thorne's Cyber Tarot for clarifications. I'll try to keep this reading to about a half hour or so. I know I tend to run long because I talk a lot. But we'll see how it goes. As always, thank you very much for your time and attention, for checking out my channel, for listening to me, putting up with me, all that kind of stuff. I really appreciate that particular exchange of energy. All right, so let's do it. I hope you've all had a little bit of coffee this morning, maybe breakfast, you got a good night's sleep. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take 20 seconds to slow down our breathing, clear our mind. And what I'd like all of you to do is just take some deep breaths for a short bit and just kind of think about being receptive, think about being open, think about just kind of pulling in some advice or maybe there's a particular situation or problem you're working on that you would like some insight to. Maybe you're working on some personal development. Maybe there's something going on in your family life or work, whatever it is. I'm not really sure. I don't want to tell anyone what's important to them, but just take some breaths and just try to think about maybe an area of your life where you could use some clarity and guidance, and we will see what comes out. So here we go. Close your eyes. I'll skip the usual nonsense stuff about not handling children with your eyes closed or anything like that. And just breathe and just think about where you could use a little extra clarity and insight into your life, okay? All right, here we go. All right, wakey, wakey. All right, so I'm going to give this a shuffle. So I hope everyone's had a good weekend so far, got some rest, spent some time with family, had a date, whatever the case may be. This eclipse is weird. I'm really not much of an astrologer, as I mentioned in pretty much every video. But this particular cycle season is really, really intense and deep. There seems to be a lot of slow, almost inevitable energy behind it. Like there's just some gradual, like a glacial feeling, just something that you can't stop. It's slow moving, and it's pushing a lot of people, I believe, towards better lives. one of the readers I listen to and I quite like a lot. Steve's Love Tarot. I don't know him. I'm advertising only because he's like a really good and interesting reader. Different from a lot of people on YouTube, but he's really good. But he mentioned something, I think, a week or two ago about this particular Virgo season, which we're in at the time of this reading, is like a time of letting go and really cutting out a lot of things that you don't need in your life. And that's always good advice, you know. Doesn't mean that all of us are kind of at that point, but I'm really resonated with that, and I happen to agree with him. It feels like a time of deep change and just really getting ready to greet the next year with a light heart and a positive attitude, you know. All right. So I'm going to grab, I don't know, 3 or 4 cards from the Alice in Wonderland deck, and we'll see what's going on. So, 7-dimensional alien being, Ooga Booga. I don't actually know what the being's name is, so I just make shit up. What messages do we have for our collective? What do they need clarity on? What do they need to maybe look at? What do they need some advice or some support for? All right, can you give us some kind of messages? This is going to be whatever comes out, and we'll run with that. All right, let's try deliberate shuffle and see what we get. These cards are almost too big for my hands. All right. Okay, I guess that's what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm not taking those. It doesn't feel quite right. Okay, there we go. All right, first up, this looks like the 6 of Wands. Wow. All right, so we have victory, confidence, a win, recognition. I'm getting the sense here with these hands. It's almost like someone's presenting like a trophy or an award. So you may have some people in your life that are really encouraging you, that are really pushing for you to to do something, or really trying to make sure that you get the recognition that you need. This could also be you needing to really step into your own confidence, and just say, wow, like, I've been doing a good job at whatever it is that you're working on. But this really has an air of someone supporting you and saying, hey, you're doing good, like, you deserve recognition, you deserve accolades. So that's a really nice energy to be in, especially because this is really heavy water and earth with the Pisces eclipse and the month of Virgo. It's good to see some fire there to remove some of that heaviness, burn some of that mist away. All right, what else we got going on? Next up, what does the collective need to know? What's being hidden? What do they need to work on? What advice or clarity or maybe a warning do they need? 1 card, maybe 2. Eight of Cups. Oh, super cool. Sorry, I haven't used this deck too much yet, so I'm still kind of getting used to it. Okay, that's super cool. All right, 8 of Cups. Maybe some of you are walking away for something. Some of you may feel a little delusioned about things. It's a suit of cups, so it usually involves emotions, relationships. Could be family, friends. Doesn't have to be romantic necessarily. But I also associate the suit of cups with dreams, desires, things that stir a strong emotion in you. So it may be that some of you are reevaluating, maybe getting over a heartbreak. Maybe some of you have had to walk away from something that was a little painful. Notice this bottom teacup seems to have a little crack in it. So some of you may feel like your Ace of Cups is a little shattered, or maybe not as together as it could be. But with that that Six of Wands preceding the cups, I'm taking this in a much more positive light, right? So, all right, let's see. So we're going to grab two more, and then we'll start trying to find a little more detail. All right. What else does the collective need to know? Anything hidden? Anything that's going to be revealed? Anything they could use some support, clarity, validation on? Maybe a warning? Maybe something for them to be excited about? Something coming soon? I don't read particularly far into the future. I'm usually, I would say I'm good for about 3 months max. That's just me. Some readers are much better at that than I am. I am much more of a present focus reader because of the way I think about things. So, Knight of Cups. Okay, well, I was trying very hard not to pull a romance reading because I've done a bunch of them lately, but I'm not so sure. This is not a romantic reading. However, this could be friendship, could also be family. If some of you either have a family event coming up or maybe you have children, this is really saying something with children. So maybe some of you are celebrating like a child's birthday or something to do with children or young people in your family. If not children, maybe somebody close to you, niece, a nephew, whatever. But I'm definitely getting a sort of childlike energy from the Knight of Cups. So could be that, but given what we've got going here, this is probably relationship related. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, let's pull one more, and then we'll see how we can put this together. One more, please, for the collective. So what I think I'll do is I'll pull one more here. We'll see what the story says. Maybe we'll pull an additional Wonderland card for each one. Build it out a little bit more and see where that leaves us. I'm dying for another cup of coffee. It's about 9:30 in the morning here. It's been raining all night, and I am just dragging ass today. One more, please. Yeah. Okay, the Three of Swords. Heartbreak, sorrow. Not necessarily heartbreak, but definitely some sorrow. Probably a past sorrow. All right. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Let's pull a couple more. I'm not too sure what to make of this. So, in one way, I'm really getting the sense that this Knight of Cups may be. There's two things here. They're either coming in to sort of bring you a new beginning, some new romance, some new love. It could just be a friend, some solid support and care and affection after a very difficult time, possibly a breakup or a separation. But I'm also getting this could be a past person, especially because of the positioning, because the Knight is sort of, we read left to right. So the Knight is sort of here walking into the heartbreak. So it could be a past person that maybe wants to clear things up. It could be a new person or an existing person that is helping you heal from a heartbreak, especially the Eight of Cups, the sort of walking away, giving up some stuff that no longer makes you feel good. So it could be one of those two things. I'm not super sure. But the Knight is really, I'm really feeling this very strongly, one way or the other, no matter what it's about. All right, let's clarify a couple, and I'll see if I can do a little bit better for this. So, what other things does the collective need to know? Maybe something hidden, something revelatory, something banal and boring, some kind of message. Let's clarify the Six of Wands, please. Clarify the Six of Wands. How does that apply to the collective in the now or in the near future? Okay, that looks like the Six of Swords to me. Yeah, I think that's the Six of Swords. Sorry, I need glasses really bad, and the text on here is beautiful, but very hard for me to read sometimes. Is it the 5 or the 6? Sorry, y'all. I'm just going to zoom in a bit because I am blind. Oh, it's a page. Okay, see? I was wrong. Good thing I zoomed in. Okay. All right, so we got the Page of Swords clarifying the Six of Wands. So, yeah, that definitely tells me that there's someone around you who's trying to support you, who's trying to really, maybe somebody who's trying to prop you up and say, hey, you're doing an amazing job. Like, you know, be proud. That's definitely, that's definitely kind of the feeling I'm getting from this. So it could be someone female or someone just with like a feminine energy. Doesn't male and female. You know, tarot is about energy and frequency. It's not about gender or even, you know, or other forms of social identity. It's just energy, you know. But yeah, this feels like someone may actually be speaking to you very soon and saying like, hey, you're doing an amazing job. Like, you should be proud. You should be happy. They may even be offering you suggestions on how to really do more, or I don't know. This feels helpful to me. These hands are really telling me helpful, supportive. You know. All right, what do we got for this Eight of Cups here? Can you clarify that, please? What's up with the 8? And what do we got for the 8 of Cups? Hello. Come on, cards. The faster we do this, the faster I can grab another cup of coffee. You know what I mean? Clarify the 8 of Cups, please. Okay, here we go. 7 of Cups. I see. Okay. Some of you may have made a bad choice in the past. Maybe you got a little carried away with something. I don't mean like a bad. I'm not trying to be insulting here. I'm just saying, like, you know, none of us are perfect. Life is hard. We don't always make good choices. You know what I mean? But it looks like some of you may have actually either made a choice that didn't work out the way that you wanted to, or you made a choice but then realized that the reality of the situation was it was time to walk away from it. Could also be that some of you decided to follow a dream. Could have been that some of you feel like, how can I say this? No, you know what? I'm not even going to go with dreams here. I'm going to say this was a choice in the relatively recent past that you realized just was not the best idea, and you just decided to walk away from it before maybe you got stuck in it. So that's good. Maybe some of you are not sure why you had to walk away from this. Maybe this relationship or this dream or situation. and maybe that's what you needed to hear, that it was just, maybe it was a little illusionary. Maybe it wasn't all that you thought it was going to be. Or maybe it was exactly what you thought it was going to be and you didn't find fulfillment, so you decided to move on. All right. Let's clarify the Knight of Cups, please. Pretty interesting so far. Given that there seems to be a bit of love in this reading, that could also be walking away from maybe a romantic situation where you might have felt things were unclear. Maybe some of you might have been treated like an option. I'm not getting that kind of sadness from it. I'm getting more a sense that you went into this eyes open, especially with the page right next to it, and said, that's not working. All right, let me reset and think about what to do next. But take it how it resonates, as always. One for the Knight of Cups, please. You know what? No, that's not right. I'll give these a quick shuffle again. I think there's someone around you that's actually helping you finish up some healing, right? This page. I think the same person who's trying to support you and remind you that you are actually doing really good, I think they may also be trying to help you get past this sorrow. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic, but I really think that it is. It could also be like maybe a loss, maybe a bad argument with family or something like that. But this is normally a heartbreak card, but it's actually a card of just realizing that something broke your peace, and it makes you really feel sad and hurt. So, all right, clarify the Knight of Cups, please. Let's do it again. Clarify the Knight of Cups. Is this a past person, someone in your life currently, someone moving towards you? I feel like it may be someone in your life, but let's see what the cards say. Knight of Cups, please. Knight of Cups, please. La 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 la. All right. Clarify the Knight of Cups, please. Three of Wands. Okay, this is a new person. This may actually be someone that... I don't think it's someone that you're romantically involved with yet. It strikes me more as a good and solid friend. I feel like this Knight of Cups may currently be sort of showing up as the Page of Swords in your life. Being supportive, being a friend who's very vocal, very much on your side. Could be a family member too, not necessarily a friend. But I'm feeling like they are... the Three of Wands is about looking forward. It's about taking a dream, planning it, planning your actions so you don't misstep, and then going for it, right? But it's really a card of looking into your future. What's next? And it's a great energy. But with the Knight of Cups, I think it's someone that that you are looking forward to, and I also think they are looking towards you, right? There's something about, just see, the Knight themselves is kind of looking up, but their sword here is pointing down. I'm feeling these are very, very connected. All right, one more. Can you clarify the Three of Swords, please? And then we'll see what else there is to see. I'll try and put this together. Hungry too. So whenever people watch this, let me know what you had for breakfast today, or what you're planning to have for breakfast today. I'm hungry. I'm going to get myself a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich when I'm done. That's what I think. All right. Okay, that was quick. Is this the Emperor? Oh, the Empress. Okay, yeah, that's totally a love reading. Okay, I see. Yeah, I think a lot of you are healing from a heartbreak. I think a lot of you are stepping into your power as an empress. Male or female, doesn't matter. You could just be embodying the divine feminine. And even if you're not, this is also just generally a very positive card. The Empress is confident, stable, loving, nurturing, wise, definitely wise, right? She didn't become an empress by being ignorant. Um, but I feel like for a lot of you, this heartbreak may have forced you in some ways to really kind of glow up, to really take control of your life, and it's happening. I think a lot of you are stepping out of a period. So I get the sense that this heartbreak is in the distant past. It's not going to resonate for everyone, and distant past could be however that works for you. If I was reading this for for me, this is personal, so I know exactly how long it's been. But whatever you all feel is the distant past is how long it could be. It could be a month, it could be 5 years. Like I don't really know, but there was definitely some sort of heartbreak, maybe a little bit of. I hate to say betrayal when I'm talking about relationships because that's hard, and if you don't know if there was betrayal, then don't don't assume that there was just because some guy online is telling you there was. Okay, but definitely something where you seriously felt a stab of pain at how it ended, and you bled for a while. Okay, well, so this is what you need to be aware of coming up. Let's do a quick time check. All right, we got a few more minutes. Why not? All right. This is coming in, I'm thinking in the next week, maybe 10 days. We've got 6, 7, 3, and then we've got 7 and 3. Yeah, 7 and 3, 8, 3, 3 and 6. Yeah, sometime in the next 2 weeks, let's say. I think this is going to become clearer to everyone. But this is what you need to know about. So first of all, you should be proud of yourselves. You are doing a good job. You are glowing up. You have the support of people around you. Okay, so if you're not feeling very confident in your life, or you're not feeling recognized for what you've been doing, you're being recognized. There's someone around you who's trying to show that to you, who's trying to uplift you. They're trying to help you understand how far you've come, turning into this Empress here. You may have walked away from, this is only for some people, but some of you with this heartbreak, you may have felt disillusioned, maybe a little jaded about love and relationships, and some of you may have actually chosen to just say, you know what, enough with opening up and being vulnerable. I'm gonna go do something else with my life right now. I can't with this shit anymore. It might not be for everyone, but I think a lot of you have walked away from something, some idea or dream that did not serve you, regardless of what the situation was. So Knight of Cups, to me, is actually really describing this Page of Swords here. The Page of Swords is a friend, a good and true friend. You will know them because they will be outspoken. They may be a little bit younger than you. They may have a very pleasant, childlike energy. I don't want to say immature, but a younger energy, because pages tend to be younger. They are also extremely sharp, right? Really insightful. They might be a little bit quick with their words. They may be a little quick in the way that they speak. but they, no, no matter what sort of behavior they display, they're on your side. So look for this person around you. Maybe you're not sure who it is. Look for somebody who is a fan of yours, friend, family member, maybe even a new love interest that they're just kind of getting, you and them are just sort of getting to know each other, and there's attraction, but it's still maybe in the building friendship stage, something like that. This person wants you to see your worth, to recognize how valuable you are and how far you've come, how you've turned into the Empress. And I think once you've done that, well, first of all, they're also looking towards a future with you. It doesn't, again, I'm going with romance because that seems to be the tone, but it could just be someone who's looking ahead to being in your life for a long period of time. But this Knight of Cups is, they're on a mission to offer that cup. They're ready to say, hey, this is what I want to give you. I want to open up to you. I want to make you feel good. I want to help you mend, whatever's left behind here. Okay. This the Three of Wands here is really a card of looking to the future and taking action to it, especially with the Six. So some of you may be either starting kind of a new part of your life. You may be maybe you've recently done something that has opened your eyes to your own future, and you've decided that that's where you're going. But you're not going alone. You're going with this Knight of Cups, right? You're the Empress, and knights love them some Empress, boy. I tell you, you just want to give it all to her, not in a bad way. All right, let's give these a quick shuffle, and I don't want to focus on the sort of past things. I so many readers, and there's nothing wrong with this. I love the people that read on YouTube because it's a very difficult thing to do, as I'm finding out. But a lot of readers really delve into that past stuff, and I want to look forward. I want to see what's coming next. What do I have to look forward to? What does the collective have to look forward to? Because the past is done. It's all about how you process it and move on with your life. So that's what we want to do here. All right, let's get some clarification, please. Who is this Knight of Cups? And what... Show me the Knight of Cups and the Three of Wands. How are they bridging together? What's connecting them? I'm going to do this slightly quicker to see what comes out. Still trying to figure out my favorite ways to sort of shuffle, but for some reason when I use this deck, I prefer to just kind of shuffle it around and see what jumps out at me. Just the way it is with some decks. Can we get one to bridge the Knight of Cups with this Three of Wands? Oh, there we go. Yeah. Two of Cups. Hello. All right. Well, that says it all. You've got a really excuse me. Yeah, you've got a really strong connection coming in. This is definitely, it's still being negotiated, right? This person is still stepping out of their Page of Swords and maybe deciding how to complete their quest. But their quest with you is this Two of Cups. So notice these two are looking at each other over the cup, but they're really staring into each other's eyes. It's like they're trying to see into each other's souls before they both pick the cup up. A lot of the more traditional tarot imagery for the Two of Cups shows two people holding a cup, together, sort of, right? Like, hey, we're going to sip this cup together. This is a little bit more of an energy of really getting into each other's souls before you pick that cup up together. It's a slower moving sort of feeling, okay? It's there. I think some of you may, if this person is currently in your life and you're just getting to know each other, I think some of you may have felt that spark. Like maybe, I'll tell you, this actually resonates with me, so I'll tell you how it resonated for me. But I was on the phone with somebody, just having a conversation, not about romance. We're just talking, right? Just sharing our lives. And it's just something about the way that we were communicating and laughing and understanding each other. And I just felt that first little spark between us, where you just feel that closeness and that slight buildup of heat leading into, I want more of this. This is beautiful. So, okay, well, that says it all. This Knight of Cups. So, if you don't resonate with the idea of soulmates or divine connections or anything like that, totally cool. But I'm really getting the sense that this is a deep, deep, deep potential for a really good, steady, strong relationship. Okay? You know what? Why don't we bridge the rest of these and then we'll call it a day. Yeah, let's bridge these two. We'll start. So can we bridge these 7 and 8 of Cups, please? Can you just sort of show us how they relate to each other? And maybe if there's an extra message there for the collective, please. I want it to flip. Ace of Wands. Okay. Yeah, you wanted a new beginning. When you moved from sort of disillusionment here to walking away, you didn't want to look back. You just wanted to get away from it, to start over, and just be like, I'm effing done with this. Fuck it. I'm walking away. Boom. So, and I think you may have had to learn this lesson to really motivate yourself into the 6. Work your way into this beautiful Empress here. But it was definitely, whatever this sort of pain and maybe emptiness you were feeling for a while, it's necessary for you to get on with your life. So it's kind of a cliche message, but it's very clear. The Ace of Wands is all about new beginnings, being inspired, that kind of thing. I didn't even call it out, but okay. Bridging, King of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, so this page admires the way that you've been working on yourself. Admires that you are stable and firm and giving and caring. They very much admire the way that you go about your life, the way that you are thorough, diligent, probably very detail oriented, because the King of Pentacles is the heir of the Pentacle suite. So that means intelligence, decision making, logic, patterns. But this page really admires the way that you sort of go about your life, how thorough and detail oriented you are. And they really want to tell you that. They want to tell you that the way that you conduct yourself is honorable. It's noble, and you should be proud of it. All right, last one. Let's look at this. Move that over. Let's look at this 3 of Swords and the Empress. Can you bridge these together? I'm not even sure how they... Well, we'll see. Let's bridge these together, please. What do we got? I'm going to pull one oracle card after this to just wrap the whole thing up. All right. What does the collective need to know between this 3 of Swords, this sorrow, and the Empress? Four of Wands. It was necessary. Yeah. Yeah, it was necessary. Whatever this heartbreak was that pushed you into really this Empress energy that maybe forced you to make some hard decisions, it was necessary for your own happiness, for your own stability, and for your own future. We've got the knight coming in, right? First, they're supporting you as a friend, maybe a colleague, maybe there could be an element of you and this person sort of working together. And as you get to know each other and as you build on that tiny little spark that you needed, they're going to open up. There's going to be something there. And as you come into that Three of Wands looking together with them, they're going to be looking to really build something with you. They're going to be looking to see you as their empress, and that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, given all the energies going on and everything, it may be hard to see some of this stuff. So I would suggest that you take your Ace of Wands, you burn away some of that fog, that doubt, that lack of clarity, and look for this person in your life if they're not already there. Listen to them. If there's somebody who's supporting you, or maybe just trying to lift you up. And sometimes when people offer us help, we don't want to take it. It could be pride. But there's a lot of reasons, okay? But we don't always accept help or support when we need it. I'm certainly guilty of that, okay? And I'm sure anyone who's watching this probably feels that way at some point. But this person really wants you to see what kind of person you show the rest of the world. Like you may underestimate yourself, but this person wants you to see how amazing you are and that you can have whatever you want. And they want to have that whatever with you. I can tell you that right now. All right. Just one sec. I'm just going to grab my Matrix Oracle deck. We'll pull one card for a final message. And then I will get out of your faces and get my coffee. And all of you can carry on with the rest of your day. All right. Final message or thought for the collective. Next 10 to 14 days in the energy of the eclipse. What do they need to know? Either as a confirmation or maybe there's something hidden. But any advice, please. Advice, suggestions. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Cyber dreamscape. Imagination, possibility, virtual. So, I'm getting a sense that some of you may be doing something online. What? I don't know. But virtual to me says something on social media or an online platform. Maybe that is where you should be looking. Maybe some of you have decided to start an Instagram or YouTube channel or something like that. Maybe you're getting some recognition in that regard. But the overall message here is, don't limit yourself. Stay in this beautiful Ace of Wands, Six of Wands energy. Be the Empress. You have a lot of possibilities. You're ready. You're ready for, whatever's next in your life. The healing is done, and now it's time to take some action. So, all right, that's what I'm getting. I really hope this was helpful for everyone. If you're watching this, I hope you go outside and check out the blood moon later. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to put some pictures. Hopefully, if it stops raining, I'll put some pictures up in the community section. And again, thank you very much for your time and attention. Like, share, subscribe, comment, blah, 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 and have an amazing day. Thanks all. Peace.